Okay, we're gonna see if this works. We're gonna try it one more time. Let's see. There we go. Okay, I can see myself now, so that's a good thing. I know probably everyone is over trying to get the other video, I'm sure. Oh, there's Carrie, yay! Oh, y'all. Okay, there's Kathy. Okay, so I know it might take a few minutes for some people to find me back again, and I'm so sorry. YouTube changed everything again, and I had it all set up and ready to go exactly how the new changes were, and then it kept telling me that I was not connected. I don't know. I never know with technology, right? But that's okay. Oh, good. Okay, good, Gary. Yeah. I had to delete it twice in order for it to come up or for it to work. And I prayed real hard before I hit create for this one. So yay, here we are. Okay, so I'm going to dive in because we're already like 12 minutes late. First thing is let's see, bonus days. So bonus days are in full effect right now. You have to spend $50 before tax and shipping in order to receive a coupon for $5. So for every 50, you get 5. And you will get that code emailed directly to you, and then that can be used in August in order to use on whatever products you buy in August. The next thing I have real quick for you is the back to school holiday tax information. So every year with back to school, some of the products that are with Stampin' Up are at a discount. You get a discount because it is back to school. I know most of you who watch or are in my like online or my in-person classes and stuff, I know most of you are in South Carolina, and that will be August the 2nd through the 4th. And it is everything on the list but the annual catalogs. So, but I don't think anybody really wants to buy a whole bunch of catalogs. So, but that's the only thing that's not on the list. So there's all kind of things. There's adhesive, it's mostly adhesives. And then also like markers and blender pens and the Stampin' blends and that kind of stuff. So it's really good when you can get that extra little percentage off. And let's see. There's no limit for South Carolina. Now, Alabama will be July the 19th through the 21st. And I believe they are, the first ones, nope, actually I take that back. We've got a couple on here. So anyway, I'm going to post this. Sorry. I was just trying to make sure. I'm going to post this here on YouTube as well as on Facebook tonight when I get off so that you can see whatever state you're in. So like Arkansas is going to be August the 3rd through 4th. And you've got Mississippi and Maine and Florida and that kind of stuff. So there's not as many as normal. But I'm glad South Carolina is still on it. Yay! Good old South Carolina. Doesn't disappoint us on the back to school supplies. Okay, the next thing is I have a little list that I have been giving out that has all of the information for the next 2 months. If you would like a list like this, just let me know and I'll be happy to mail you a card and put this in there to you. This also, if you're in the Columbia or what we call the Midlands area of South Carolina, this also gives all of my remaining classes for the year because things are going to change. They are changing because when we get close to the holiday season, I have lots of events that I do, like craft vendor fairs and that kind of stuff. And so classes will change. Some may be that first Saturday, but then some may be the second. So I want to make sure that everybody who typically attends classes, that you have this in hand so you can put them on your calendar. And then it also gives you the list of like when I'll be live and that kind of stuff as well. So if you're wanting one of these, just email me, and there's a link in the description of this video. Email me and I'll put it in a card and I'll mail it right out to you. Okay, I'm gonna put you down on the table, and then we will go through one more thing real quick. I'm gonna make sure I'm over where I'm supposed to be. Sometimes it takes it a minute. All right, I think I got it. Okay, so I still have a few of the watermelon classes left. There are 4 cards, and then there is 1 box that you create with the watermelon class, and that class is $40. And it comes with, if you need the stamp set, it comes with the stamp set. It comes with 2 bolts of ribbon, and it comes with 2 embellishments, as well as a half a pack of paper. And then, of course, all of your make and takes. I think I have 4 more. 1, 2, 3. Yes. So 4 more of the ones with the stamp sets. And then I have 2 without the stamp set. The stamp set is free because those were free to me. And so if you're interested in that, please let me know, and I can send you the link to register for that. Hello, Nancy. Hello, Angie. Hello, Deb. Yes, I'm sorry, Nancy. I was having some issues on my side. It is the story of my life with some technology, but I'm here, and that's all that matters. We're going to leave it at that. Okay, so that's the watermelon class. And then I also have my Christmas class, and I absolutely love this class. And as a matter of fact, Deb messaged me a card that she made, and I fell in love and was like, oh, I almost want to case you, Deb. But she and I were talking about the, I love the blue and the white for like winter cards. Because these are, yes, you can turn these all into Christmas cards if you wanted to change up the sentiments, but they're kind of winter cards with the sled and the ice skates and all that fun stuff. And it's really more of your winter sentiments on here. But this is kind of like my favorite as far as like the blue and the white and all that stuff. So anyway, this class is $50. This comes from, oh good, Deb, thank you. I might actually use that and do a live with these products. We'll see about that. Yes, I love winter cards. I love making fall cards, and I love making winter cards. This was kind of what I did to kind of bring out my whole like fall feeling. I did these 2 cards for that. So this class, it comes with these 6 cards that you will make. So it comes with the make and takes for this. So like anything that you have here that is cut and embossed, I do that for you. This comes with a half a pack of the Iconic Celebrations paper, which we're going to use some of this tonight. And then it comes with half a pack of the green and gold, seasons of green and gold. Let me make sure. Season of green and gold. Yep. This is probably some of my favorite paper that Stampin' Up! Has right now, period, hands down. Hello, Marcia. Yeah, that was my fault. I did something and got disconnected. I'm sorry. It also comes with a full pack, I promise, of the embellishments. It comes with these 2 bolts of ribbon, and then it will come with 2.5 yards of the very vanilla and black checked ribbon, large checked ribbon. So class for all of that is $50. Then you can do just if you already have everything and you're not on my team, you can get just the tutorial for $18. Or you can also, if you're on my team, you can get the make and takes, and I'll explain all of that to our team on our Facebook page, as far as that goes, and on exactly what you'll get. But you can get the make and take packet for $22 if you're on my team, if you're on the Stampin' Divas. So that is that. I have decided that originally I was only going to do a to-go class for this month and then one more for like Christmas. Well, I think I've changed all that, and I think I'm going to do a little bit more. I think because I have fallen in love with this, because y'all know this is my whole deal. This is what we're going to play with tonight. I think I'm going to do a to-go class with the changing leaves next month. So, yeah, so we'll see. If I can get it all together, I think we will, because I absolutely love it. Love it, love it. And one of my favorite things is the embossing folder, and the fact that it's a hybrid, so it cuts out at the same time, which is so excellent. We're actually not even going to do that part. We're going to do something a little different with it. Hey, Marcia. Yeah, hold on. Sharon, okay. Video said private. Yeah, because it was all mess. Sorry. It was kind of a crazy hot mess, and I'm sorry about that. But I'm glad you found us. Okay, so, and also, Marcia, I wanted to tell you, so you had sent me a card. Thank you for both the cards that you've sent me in the last couple weeks. You sent me a card about blending on the embossing folder and creating a card with it. Well, I wanted to let you know that I have been playing with that just for you, and we're going to do it tonight, and it is going to be a little different because this is a hybrid folder, but I want to show you how I have learned in probably the last 6 months, that makes it easier to ink up your embossing folder and then be able to run it through the machine. So we're going to do that tonight. So that's for you. Okay. This is going to be our first card. And I haven't used this paper much, and so I decided I was going to pull out this fun, it's like leafy paper, but it's called Thoughtful Designs, and it's like ombre, and it's absolutely stunning. So I decided I needed to do something with that. And so the first card is going to use that, but I wanted to show y'all something first. Okay, so y'all know I am a huge fall person. This card, the colors for it are all from this necklace right here. And if you go to the blog post that has the measurements and the products and all that stuff, I tell you the story about this necklace. I really wanted this. I kept looking at it at an event. Some lady picked it up, and I just knew she was going to buy it. And I kept telling myself, if nobody buys it, I'll buy it at the very end. Well, as soon as she put it down, I got up, I went over, and I purchased it because I could not see myself not leaving with it. But the whole reason I was even looking at it, number one, is because it has a big leaf on it. But it's a handmade, so it's leather, and it's all handmade, all hand painted. But the beads, they're cherry cobbler, Cajun craze, and pool party. And then this is a little bit of crushed curry. So I was like, this is the perfect color combination in order to create the first card. So I'm going to put this over here so I don't forget to take it back out. All right, so let's grab all of our stuff, and then we are going to start making it. Okay. I'm going to make sure I'm here in the little part. All right. Okay. So I'm going to move these over here. We're going to take our little piece right here. We're going to stamp it first. So I'm going to grab a piece of grid paper. We're going to take our crushed curry, and we're going to take this a very large stamp right here. And sometimes I find it easier when you have a large stamp like that is to flip it on the table and then ink it up. So it's face up on the table and then you ink it. That just sometimes makes it a little easier with them being so large. All right, so then we're going to do this one here. And because this is being stamped off of the paper to this side, you're going to notice that there's still a large amount of ink there, and we don't want that. So we are going to re-ink it because we want that ink to be even. Then we're going to stamp it off. So now the whole image has been stamped off. We're going to bring in this piece. And then we're going to stamp that one just like that. Okay, now I'm going to set that aside. While we're stamping, let's go ahead and do our sentiment. This label is from the Greetings of the Season. These are amazing. I have already used it a whole bunch. I'm working on my swap cards for the team, and I might be using these labels. All right, I've lost my, oh, here we go. I was gonna say I've lost my ink, but I have not. All right, so we're gonna stamp in the Cherry Cobbler. And we're gonna stamp it as far over to the right as we can. Like that. Okay, now let's start building up our card. All right, so we're going to grab our card base, fold it in half. And did anyone get rain today? At work, it looked like it was going to rain all day long, but it never did. I was kind of disappointed because I really wanted it to rain. I was waiting for it. I was kind of hoping it might cool it down a little bit, which it probably won't here in the South. It will probably just make it muggy. But that would be okay. All right, so we're going to put this, our stamped piece, we're going to put that onto a pool party. Then we're going to take some liquid glue, and we're going to put our shiny paper on it. I got to grab my glue. We're going to use some liquid glue to put this one on. And it's just going to be like this. All right. Okay. Then we're going to take this piece that we stamped and put on the pool party. We're going to pop it up with dimensionals. I've got one on that one, so let's use that. Is it, Kathy? Oh, makes me a little jealous. Okay, all of you have gotten it, but me. Carrie, it was just thunderstorm warning on TV. Okay, well, Carrie, you're close to me, so yeah. Yeah. You know, a lot of times we get a lot more rain than others, but it seems like this summer, every other place in South Carolina is getting the rain except for here in Winsboro. We're not getting as much. I love thunderstorms. I'm a huge thunderstorm person. Ben is not. He does not like thunderstorms at all. All right, we're going to stick that in the center, as close to the center as you can get it. Then I have a piece of crushed curry, and I have not crushed curry. This is Cajun Craze. And I've embossed it with one of my favorite embossing folders that has stuck around for quite a while. It's in our online exclusives, and it's called Leaf Fall 3D, and I love it. So that is going to be here, and we're going to take some scissors, and we are going to trim it this way. Actually, yeah, let's do this side like that. And then we're going to cut this one at an angle too. We'll put some adhesive on the back. And I'm doing the reverse side for this. So this is the deboss side, but that's what I wanted up. Now I'm just going to lightly place that there, because now we are going to put our die cuts on here. So I want to be able to kind of tuck them up underneath. Let's get these out of here. All right, so we're going to stick this one right here, like that. Then I've got this little red one. Actually, let's put one of our blue ones down first. Little sprig. We're going to put that one right here. Then we'll put our leaf. Hey Becky, how are you? Thank you for stopping by. We are playing with my favorite season, and that is fall. And you know, I really did try to, y'all, step out of the fall box with this set, and I did a bad job. Everything is pretty much fall tonight. So I hope you all like it. I hope you all like that season. Okay, so now we've got all that there. So now I'm going to officially push that down. Then I'm going to cut a piece of ribbon without really measuring, but I want it to be about as long as our piece of Cajun Craze. And I'm just doing it in a straight line. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it's just there. Yeah, Nancy, I love fall. Halloween starts it all for me, and then I just fall head over heels for the rest of it. I love the mountains, but Ben and I are actually headed to the mountains in August, but unfortunately, it will be hot, cooler than it is here, but it'll still be hot. And we usually go sometime in September with my niece and sister-in-law to go apple picking. We like the Honeycrisp, so you have to go like end of August, beginning of September. So, oh, good, Sharon. I'm so glad he did. Yes, I know you've been waiting on that set. Okay, so we've got our sentiment, and we're going to flip that over. So now you get to make all those cards you got this weekend for your order. And then once you do them, you need to text them to me so I can see them. All right, and then we're going to stick this here. And actually, before I do that, I'm going to put a dimensional down here so that it will stick to the actual Cajun Craze instead of just the, what do you call it? The ribbon. There we go. And that'll help secure it so that it doesn't rock back and forth. Then I'm going to grab some linen thread, my favorite. I think I have used linen thread far more lately than ever before. And we're going to take it right on through that little hole there. We're going to tie a knot. And then tie a bow. And we will trim off, and then I'm going to trim just a little bit off this side. Okay. Last but not least, let's add our embellishments, which I also have to say, I think these are probably some of my favorite embellishments in the catalog. All right, let me grab my Take Your Pick tool. Oh, hey, Carol, how are you? And let's add this one here. And because these are my favorite, we're just going to add a whole bunch of them, because you cannot go wrong with adding a bunch of embellishments. We'll stick one, oops, we'll stick one here, and that's 5. All right, there we go. So that is the first card. And let me set those up there. And let me get all this out the way so that I have a clean space to do the next one. Okay. Let me put this in the trash bucket. Okay, so the next one, I really promise I tried to go semi away from fall, and then it didn't happen at all. At all. It just got even more fall-like. So I'm going to grab all the stuff out of here. Okay, so Marcia, this one is for you. Oh, Carol, yes. I am a huge, huge mountain girl. I do love South Carolina, and I will say I'm in Winsboro, so I'm a little further toward the mountains. And we have very rolling hills where I'm at in Winsboro because it's a lot of farmland, but it is a lot of rolling hills. So it almost makes you feel like you're in the mountains, but then it is still hot. So it takes away that feeling as soon as you walk outside. Okay, so Marcia, this one is for you. We are going to do a little coloring with our embossing folder. Now, because this is a hybrid one, it's going to feel like you're doing everything the opposite. And honestly, I always feel like I am doing things the opposite way. You are going to actually color or put color on your debossed side. And the reason for that is that's the side that's going to be pushed up, and that's how it will get the color on that front side, if that makes sense at all. So I'm going to show you. All right, so we've got our debossed here. We are going to take Pretty Peacock. I'm going to use my blending brush because I feel like the blends allow me to control the ink a little bit more other than just taking and dabbing on there. I feel like I get a lot more ink in places that really you don't want a lot of it. Or you get thicker ink, if that makes sense. Okay, so we're going to take some Pretty Peacock and we're just going to color. And I'm good with it being dark. I like the dark. Okay, so now we've got Pretty Peacock. We are going to take some Pumpkin Pie. And y'all, I'm doing it on the wrong side. It's supposed to be on this side, and I started coloring on the other one. Ah, there we go. All right. See, we all make mistakes. Actually, I just wasn't paying attention when I started coloring it. Okay, so let's go back to our Pretty Peacock, and that'll be fine because it'll be on the back. It'll be fine. Pretty Peacock. Just don't stick your hand in it. And then I'm going to get that good and inked up. All right, and then we're going to do our Garden Green. And this one's going to be a two-step process since it is the hybrid one. It's easier to emboss it and then go back and cut it out because then it'll do it right. So anyway, all right, and then we're going to do the little one here. And I probably mix those colors up a little bit. It'll look a little different than the original, but it will be fine. Okay, now we're going to take our piece of paper, and I cut a 5.5 by 5.5. And I'm going to lay it on this side, since that's the side that's not technically supposed to be colored. And then I'm just going to fold it like that. I'm going to squeeze it together. I'm going to grab my machine. And we're going to put this up here. All right, I'm going to grab my gray plate because this is a 3D boss. And hey, Nancy, actually, while I've got you on here, while you're watching, so here's that thick 3D embossing folder. So it's just the one plate, so just that bottom. And then it's this gray plate because we were talking about this on Saturday. And then this will give you a really good impression with that 3D embossing folder. All right, so now you will see that the embossed piece, so the raised section, now has the ink on it. So you have to color the wrong side of it, and then it'll put the color into where it's embossed. Okay, easiest way to clean it, run it underwater, it comes right off. Okay, now I'm gonna grab my other plates and we're gonna cut it out. And this would be a great too, like to do this embossing folder where you're not even gonna cut out the pieces and you just have all the colors there. So you could do all kind of different spring or fall or winter colors. Okay, so we're gonna put that down. We're gonna grab our large piece here and it's gonna line up perfectly. It's gonna even sit kind of right in there because it's already embossed. I'm gonna put a piece of tape on it. Run it through. Thank you, Deb. Cut that out. And then we're gonna move this out the way. And ta. All right, and so then I'm left with this. So you could even do some other, you'd have to fussy cut these out because we don't have dies that will actually cut those pieces, but you could cut these little pieces out too if you wanted to. And add them to whatever cards you wanted. Gives you lots of leaves. Okay. Now let's grab all the rest of our pieces here. And while we've got our ink, let's go ahead and we are going to stamp our sentiment, which will be in Pretty Peacock. And that is actually the wrong sentiment. But we're gonna use this one anyway, because apparently I used the same sentiment on 2 cards. All right, so there we go. It would, yes it would. You're absolutely right, Nancy. Oh good, okay, so good, yep. And then that should definitely work for you for those plates. All right, so now we've got this. So we're gonna fold our card base in half. We're gonna grab that fun liquid glue. And this side is really pretty. Like if you wanted to do that side too. This is the Iconic Celebrations paper. And honestly, like I wasn't sure I was gonna like it, but I love it. I love the fall sheets in there and the winter. I think they are perfect. Perfect colors, perfect patterns, all that fun stuff. And then of course, y'all, this side has pumpkins, but we're not gonna use that side. We're gonna flip this over. We're gonna use the plaid side. And I'm just gonna use the liquid glue just because I already have it. I think, Deb, I'm finally like using it way more than ever before. I think I've used it on every single video in the last month. I feel like you're praying for me to switch over to it permanently. All right, so we've got that piece on there, and I did put it a little higher to the top just because it kind of it gives it a little bit more, I guess, notice in my opinion, because it's not perfectly in the center. All right, then I have a piece of crushed curry that I've cut out with some rectangle dies. Then we're gonna come over here, put some dimensionals on it, if I can get them to unstick. We're gonna get that one off, there we go. And I will say temperature-wise, yep, give me fall and winter over anything. I love, fall is definitely my favorite time of year because I like the colors, but give give me the cool weather in the winter for sure. Oh, Deb, I've caught you. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to show you this. I cut this out from the Irresistible Bloom dies, and it's this piece here. And I want to show you. So it only cuts out these center pieces here, and it leaves it empty in the center. So like it takes like a piece like this and cuts it out in the middle. So then you have those little pieces. I want it to be a wreath, and this is about the only thing that we have that is close enough to that. So we're just gonna trim it out, and that's all we're gonna do. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not worried about it being perfectly like circled on the ends or anything like that. I'm just cutting it to cut it. I don't think people are gonna really look that closely at it, that intent at it, to say, oh my goodness, it's a half circle, not a full circle. All right. Because it does, if you look close enough, it does kind of look a little weird with some little pieces hanging off there. So we'll just trim that off like that. Okay. Now, I did put adhesive on the back because it would be liquid glue, and that might not go over so well live with these little tiny pieces. And so we're just gonna pull it all off. And then we're just gonna lay it down right here like that. Then we're gonna build up our leaves. Okay, so we don't need the whole thing. So we're gonna trim off this part here. This is what we're gonna start with. We wanna make sure it doesn't hang off our card. So we're gonna pull it in like this. We're gonna take some liquid glue, put some adhesive on it. I feel like the liquid glue actually works better because you are debossed on this side, so that liquid glue really gives it some good stick to it. All right, so we're gonna put that one there. I might have gone up a little bit high, but that's okay. Then this one is gonna go, oh, you know what I forgot to do? Okay, I'm gonna take and fill in a little bit of color. Okay, and I'm not re-inking any of the brushes, but we're gonna add a little bit more color to it. Okay, and then we'll do that with the other one as well. All right, so, and here's what it looks like on the deboss side, which is pretty too. It's very pretty on the deboss side too. Okay, then we're gonna stick this so that the leaves are, let's see, how am I gonna put this? We're just gonna go, I guess, like this. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna trim off the little tail here. You don't need that. And then, oops, throwing things at myself. Okay, then we've got this one. And again, I'm just gonna trim off a little bit of this tail here. We're gonna flip that over. We're gonna put dimensionals on it. You can never, Angie, I might have some of these laying around that don't have them on there that I cut out first. Yeah, because sometimes I forget to, and you know what I did start doing is it's on my desk right where I create, literally like in my face, and sometimes I still forget it. So we're all in the same boat on that one. All right, then this one is gonna go right about here. And then we've got these two extras here. So we're just gonna trim these off. And I only used one on the sample card, but because I put this one up a little bit higher, I think we'll be able to add in a little bit more. So we're gonna stick this one right about here. So we'll just put a little bit of liquid glue. Like that. And then this one, we can kind of, this one right about there. I think that'll work. And we're just gonna put liquid glue on half of it. Okay. Ta-da. Now, we are going to put our sentiment right about here. So we're going to flip it over, put dimensionals. Oh, yes, Nancy. So just this is an online exclusive. It was like one of the very first ones they came out with. It has a stamp set. I think we used it in class one time. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. We might use it again soon. It's always good to rotate those through again so you have lots of ideas. All right, so we're going to put 3 on the back. Nancy, don't they all? Don't they all? Isn't that why you joined? Because it just kept getting longer and longer. It's why we all join, right? All right, so let's put our bow on. And this is our white striped ribbon, which is really pretty. It has a petal pink that goes with it as well. All right, so we'll trim there. Trim that one off a little bit. Then I'm going to grab a glue dot. I'm going to put 2 on it just because it is a little bit wider. And then we're going to stick this right here. And let's trim this off a little bit more so it looks even on both sides. Oop. All right, so then there we go. So now we have a little leaf wreath. Say that 5 times. Oh, yeah, that is true, Nancy. You don't get rid of anything. That's right. That's right. And you have 2 hobbies, so that just makes it even worse for you. I know. That is why I get rid of some stuff. All right, I did forget to put a little bit of ink on there, so we're going to do that real quick. Add it in. All right, so that is card number 2. Okay, the last card, I promise I really did try to go outside of the fall colors. I think I did okay, but then I somehow came back with our old olive. So we are going to grab all of our stuff. And there's still so much that you can do with this set, even beyond what I've done tonight. Like, there are so many more ideas because it's almost like it's unlimited because of the fact that you've got dies, you've got the folder, you've got the stamp set. Like, there's just so much you can do. Okay. We haven't even touched the surface of what you can do. All right, so let's go ahead. Let me move this. And we are going to grab our blueberry bushel here. We're going to go ahead and punch out our little tag. And this is our keeping tabs. All right. I'm going to fold it in half. And let's do our card base in half. Oh, thank you, Becky. And then we're going to put our blueberry bushel right there. And since I have the liquid glue out, we're just going to go ahead and keep using it. All right. We're going to stick it on there. I will say, great thing about the liquid adhesive is that you can move it if it's not straight. That is always a huge plus. All right, then we're going to stick this down flat. And I'm trying to use the different patterns in the regals so that, oh, you know what? Hold on. Here's another good reason why to use liquid glue, because I forgot to put this on. So now I can pick it up and put it back in and tuck that up underneath. Just like that. There we go. Okay, so I should have put that on first and then put it down onto the front. And now we're going to put a little bit here and then we're going to fold it over. And really all this is doing is just adding a little bit more texture and a little bit of extra right there off the side. So, okay, we're going to take this piece now. We're going to stamp in Old Olive our leaf. All right. I'm then going to take an Old Olive, and this is the light. We're going to take the Old Olive light blending brush. Oh, Becky, you don't either? Yeah. Okay, Carol, you don't either. Yeah, you know, a lot of people don't. But for those of you who are new on here, so my husband is a pastor, and we have in the past had to move a lot. And we are now going to be here for a while. So it's, you know, I might start collecting a little bit more, holding on to a little bit more. But because we've always moved, I've had to be very careful with what all I always keep. So I've always had just one little, you know, container in my little IKEA unit, one little drawer that's really kind of kept the stuff that I never wanted to get rid of. Because otherwise we have to move it. And the more you have to move, the more it costs to move. So, yeah, and we have enough other stuff that has to be moved. So anyway, so I've always tried to kind of keep it low key, but now we're going to be here for quite a while. So who knows? I might be able to keep more. We'll see. He may still make me clean out. No, he actually would never do that. He would move it all too if that's what I really wanted. Since we all know this is his fault. Yeah. Contact one of my Stampin' friends. Oh, absolutely. Kathy Goldie has told her husband, John, that if anything happens to her, he is to call me. That is his way to survive. And Ben has all of you that he will be contacting too to make sure that he gets his money's worth out of my stamp sets. Okay, we're going to take black memento ink and we're just going to stamp our sentiment over it, and I'm going to hold it there to make sure I get it good and dark and all that ink on it. And then we're going to take this and add it to an Old Olive piece. So we're just going to keep going with the liquid glue. Yeah, it is crazy what we spend on craft supplies, but it makes us happy. I've noticed that I stopped shopping like for clothes and shoes and purses and all that kind of stuff in order to have all of my nice stuff. He is a pastor in Winsboro, South Carolina at a church called Bethel Methodist. So yes, we have been here since 2020. And he actually tomorrow is his last day doing what they call CPE, which is hospital chaplain. And then we will be here, hopefully, for the next 20 years. If that's where God keeps us, then we'll be here as long as God keeps us here. So, but we love being here in Winsboro. We have really enjoyed this little town. It is very cute and quaint, and I love it. So, all right, so we're going to put that right on top. So then it just has that little extra sticking out from it. We're going to take this, cut off our ends at an angle, and do this one too. Tonight is angle night for my cardstocks. I'm going to use my seal for this. Oh, Nancy, I know. I pray every day that we will be here forever. Oh, Deb, I missed your comment. Amy, you're a go-to person. Oh, no. Oh, no. Don't put the pressure on me. You know, it's funny. Amy McCain said that to me the other day when I went and saw her. Well, the end of last month. That's what she said to me, too. I was like, oh, no. Oh, no. A lot of pressure. I'll just take Ben with me. He'll do it. He'll help me. All right, then we're going to flag just one end. Just one. And I'm going to kind of lay this here, see if I want to trim off anything, and I don't think I do. I think I'm going to leave it that long. we're gonna take our regular adhesive, and then we're gonna put this one at an angle, like that. We're gonna take some twine here. This is some basic white twine. Oh, thank you, Deb. Yes, this one, you know, I really, at first, when I had it in my head, I wasn't so sure it'd be simple, but it ended up being simple. It's just cutting your little pieces and then sticking it all together. It's not too complicated at all. All right, so we're gonna make a bow, trim off the bottom tails like that, grab a glue dot, and then we are gonna stick this under the corner right there. And you can trim it off a little bit more or make your bow bigger, whatever you want. And then last but not least, we want to add our embellishments. So these are blueberry bushel, and we're gonna add 3 to our front. We're gonna add 1 here, here, and then we'll do a big one right down there. Okay, there we go. Those are all 3 of our projects for tonight. Of course, I have some other ones that I will post. For those of you who follow me on Facebook, here it is, and are on my email list, last Friday, I did this card. Let me see if I can move all these. I did this card right here. So on our team meeting, we had a mystery. We do a mystery card every month. And so this was the mystery card. So I give them the measurements and then they create. Kathy did a card that went in this direction. So when you open it up like that. But I did mine sideways because, well, I'm always a little sideways. So, so I figured why not keep going with the trend. So anyway, so this uses the same set. And do y'all know what I just realized? I don't have my rings on. I have no idea where I put them. Oh no, I'm gonna be on the hunt as soon as I get off of here. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that was that. On my email list, you got a free tutorial, and then if you're on Facebook, there was like a little reel that walked through all of that. You can go check that out. If you would like you're not currently on my email list, but you would like to have the tutorial for this, just message me, email me, and I'll be happy to send you that link so that you can have that. And then here are our 3 cards from tonight. And the link to the blog post is in the description of the video. You can go and grab that. It'll give you the measurements and all the products that we used. And I think that's it. All right, guys, thank y'all so much for joining tonight. I had a lot of fun, and I will see y'all next Monday. Bye.